Thank you.
It was a quiet morning in Diamond Bar until federal immigration officers arrived. The Sahakian family's home security cameras capturing the moment their lives forever changed.
That was it.
Thank you.
She came back inside, hugged my kids, kissed me. She's like, Art, this is the best thing that we could do.
Arpine Masihi, a loving wife, an avid Trump supporter and mother of 4, was taken into custody by ICE on June 30th.
I have 4 kids, 3 dogs. He's just waiting for mom to come home. 2 birds. Our family's devastated. I can't sleep. We can't do anything. We can't eat.
She's lived in the U.S. since she was only 3 years old, coming into the country legally as a refugee. But an old criminal conviction from more than 15 years ago has resurfaced, leading to a final deportation order.
Her husband still flies the Trump flag, still supports border enforcement, even as it tears his own family apart. It's a painful paradox playing out across the country, where legal gray areas crash headfirst into rigid black and white policies. While some would blame the man in uniform, this family stands firm. This isn't an isolated case. Since the targeted airstrikes in Iran, over 200 Iranian nationals have reportedly been detained on national security grounds. But this family's story reveals a harsher truth. Enforcement doesn't always stop with the dangerous. It targets anyone who checks the legal boxes. Whether it's just or not depends on which side of the fence you're on.
A wave of disappointment. One of President Donald Trump's most loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants. Now speaking out in Miami, a Republican stronghold, as the recent wave of deportations hits home and the Trump administration moved to end temporary legal status, or TPS, for more than 500,000 people who arrived during the Biden administration. Elena Conde says she came here from Cuba by plane on humanitarian parole in 2023. Her husband, Ariel Lara, crossed the border with Mexico twice, once in 2019 when he was detained and deported, and then again in 2022. 6 weeks ago, he was taken into custody at his residency hearing.
So he was given an appointment to go to ICE. You told him before he left for that appointment, you don't have anything to worry about. You haven't done anything.
Instead, he was transferred to Texas, where we spoke to him from his detention center.
How do you feel about everything that's happening right now in this country with the deportations? You don't understand how this could happen. What did you think was going to happen when Trump won? You're saying you believed the president when he said he was going to deport criminals.
Now, Elena is left behind with her daughter, 7-month-old son, and Ariel's 70-year-old grandmother, who has been a U.S. citizen for years. Together, facing a reality they never imagined.
Toda mi familia votó por Trump.
Lo apoyaba a Trump durante su campaña. Did you support him?
Yo estoy fuera.
You're outside of it. You can't vote. Pero te sientes decepcionada? Do you feel disappointed, deceived, engañada?
Me siento mal porque sé que ellos creían en él.
This is what happens when the message is deport criminals. But the net reaches much wider. Over 500,000 immigrants who arrived under the Biden administration now face removal, including Cuban families like Elena's, after TPS protections were stripped away. The irony is undeniable. They believed the promise, but that promise came with fine print. Even the most loyal supporters now face ICE raids that don't stop to ask who you voted for.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
What do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I'm 100% for it. As a Mexican American, I truly believe that we need to take our country back. When I came to this country, I stood in line for hours and days before I could get my green card.
Do you know anybody that crossed the border without applying for a green card?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I have family members that did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
You would be okay with your cousins being deported?
Yeah, I will be okay. They can be deported, but they can also apply to come back to the United States, but do it the right way.
How long have they been here for?
Years, like 20, some like 30 years.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
It's the kind of story that grabs headlines, but it's far more common than you'd think. Many legal immigrants feel betrayed, not by the system, but by those who, in their eyes, Cut the line. Her stance is clear. Follow the process or leave. This cost her dearly. Her own family has disowned her for supporting Trump. Still, she stands firm. Controversial? Absolutely. But it's exactly these kinds of convictions that make the immigration debate so charged. What about you? Would you turn in your own family?
Well, federal immigration officials have deported roughly 150,000 people since President Donald Trump took office. The Homeland Security spokesperson released the latest numbers on Wednesday. The figures, they indicate the agency could deport 300,000 people during Trump's first year back in office. That will be the highest number of deportations since the Obama administration. However, it will by far be far short of Trump's target of 1 million deportations in a year.
With National Guard deployments and new DOJ directives, the pace is accelerating. Immigration enforcement is no longer happening in the shadows. It's a public spectacle. Some call it justice. Others call it trauma. One thing's for sure. These numbers aren't random. They're the direct result of promises made on the campaign trail, and they're being kept, even if it means deporting Trump supporters themselves.
Tying the knot only to be separated by ICE is not how Bradley Bartell saw his first year of marriage.
The vows are in sickness and health, and I'm going to add in freedom and detention.
Bartell says on February 15th, his 26-year-old Peruvian wife, Sylvia Camila Munez Lira, was detained coming back from their honeymoon.
We were leaving Puerto Rico. At the airport, TSA was asking everyone if they were American citizens or not. We didn't have our marriage certificate or anything on us like that. So then because of that, that's why they grabbed her.
Since then, he says his wife was kept in Puerto Rico and Florida for a few days before being transferred to a detention center in Louisiana. He says his wife came to America on a U.S. visa in 2019 and stayed after it expired. The two married last summer and had submitted paperwork a few months ago for permanent residency.
Bradley Bartell doesn't regret his vote. He still believes Trump was the lesser of two evils. But the irony is unavoidable. His support for strict immigration policies led to the arrest of his own wife. So what do you do when your political beliefs come back to haunt your personal life? Do you stand by them, or do you start to question everything?
Memories with his wife, Paula. They met in Palm Springs, where he was serving in the Marines.
We stayed together in California, got married, and we moved back to Louisiana in November.
They live in Baton Rouge and have two kids. Noah is 19 months old.
He looks just like her.
Lynn is 9 weeks old.
And she was breastfeeding when my wife was arrested.
His wife is currently in Monroe at Richwood Correctional Facility. Last month, she had a status interview for her green card at the New Orleans ICE field office.
And we went to that appointment. We were told we passed both interviews and to wait in the lobby of the building for paperwork regarding our next interview, where we were instead met by 3 ICE agents who arrested my wife.
Ever since, he's been living a nightmare, not knowing what could happen next.
She had an ICE agent tell her on Friday that she was going to be deported this past weekend.
Paula entered the U.S. from Mexico a decade ago and was legally processed with her family. Unbeknownst to her, Paula's mom missed an immigration hearing in 2018. A judge issued a removal order for the entire family.
The woman they arrested, a mother of 2, married to an active-duty U.S. Marine. But her immigration record told a different story. An expired visa, ignored court hearings, years of unresolved status. He wore the uniform. He served the flag. But now, under reinstated Trump-era policies, even cases like hers, sympathetic, deeply personal, are no longer off-limits. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Many of these removals were delayed under more lenient administrations. Now ICE is catching up. That's not cruelty, that's enforcement.
Asked me for any ID. I was telling the officer if I can give him the ID, but he said that just keep my hands up, not moving. And then after that, he told me to get out of the car, and then he put the handcuffs on me. And then he went to me and said, how did I get into this country? And if I was waiting for court or if I have any case. And I told him I was an American citizen. And he looked at his other partner like, smiling, like saying, can you believe this guy? because he asked the other guy, do you believe him?
Machado said he was uncuffed and immediately released after showing his driver's license. The 2 men with him were taken into custody. He does not know why. The incident has caused him to reflect.
Definitely, because like I say, I was Trump supporter. I voted for Trump last elections, but because I thought it was going to be the things, like be pointless, like just go against criminals, not every illegal Hispanic looking like that they will assume we are illegals.
The line between enforcement and error has never been thinner. Even U.S. citizens have been mistakenly detained, raising urgent questions about what it really means to live under hardline immigration policy. You asked for strong borders. You got them. But are you ready for the consequences? This isn't about left versus right. It's about the uncomfortable reality of what happens when political promises meet people's lives. When the deportation machine rolls in, it doesn't care who you voted for. It just checks your record. Trump kept his promise. And for many, that promise arrived in the form of handcuffs. Let us know in the comments. Should ICE deport Trump supporters too?